Hello all. You may not have noticed, but the Tory Conference is going on at the moment, and given it's creating very little news and nobody even cares, is pretty symbolic of the state of the Tory party at the moment. Kemi Badenoch is doing her utmost to appeal to the public mood by coming out with a raft of anti-mass immigration sentiment, but of course, the Tories have lost all moral credibility, and Kemi Badenoch undermines that by her very identity, as well as her rhetoric, as we'll see. Now, to sum up the level of impact the Tory conference has had, the biggest news has been that they misspelt Britain on a bar of chocolate they were giving out. This has led many people to say Kemi Badenoch can't spell, which I imagine she can spell Britain. The point here is, as I was talking to in a video the other day, these sorts of mistakes happen when nobody's passionate about what they're doing and they don't like the leader. You know, nobody proofreads things when you don't care about what you're working towards. Now, Badenoch tweeted this video this morning with her and Jenrick talking about how our judiciary is being destroyed by identity politics, and well, yes it is, but of course the implication of what the Tories are talking to is basically just back to this sort of civ nat, Britain's just an idea, everybody's welcome type mentality, no matter what she says about mass immigration.
Conference, what Britain needs is national unity. I am black. I am a woman. I am a conservative, and I know that identity politics is a trap. It reduces people to categories and then pits them against each other. But I am more than black, female, and even conservative. I am British.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm buying that. It's not 2015 anymore. The British people, as in the actual British people, are being made a minority in their own country, and that means I don't really care about definitions if your woke right or identity politics. I don't care, because the point is we have an existential demographic crisis going on, and that's the main thing.
Conference, I am British, as we all are. My children are British, and I will not allow anyone on the left to tell them that they belong in a different category, or anyone on the right to tell them that they do not belong in their own country.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to take lectures from you if you weren't an anchor baby yourself.
The truth is that Labour and Reform are two sides of the same coin. Both deal in grievance. Both divide our country into tribes and labels. Both practice identity politics, which will destroy our country. And I am saying no to division and no to identity politics.
What is this obsession at the moment with every political leader accusing everyone else of being divisive? Keir Starmer does it, the Zach weird guy at the Green Party does it, Kemi's doing it, even people on the right say to the left, you're the real divisive ones. I mean, does it really need to be said that all of politics is divisive? It represents different worldviews and even, different groups and peoples, different religious perspectives. I mean, even Jesus Christ said, I have not come to bring peace, but a sword, and a person's enemies will be those of his own household. What he meant there, of course, is some people are going to fall towards the sacred order, some people won't, and they'll be split. My point being that even the prophetic centrepiece of Western civilization, pointing to a transcendent realm beyond the struggles of life, knows that in the day-to-day life, you're going to have division and challenge. So the only reason I can think as to why they're doing this is because it's just another emotional manipulation tactic to make them look like the good, nice person and their opponents look like the evil, divisive ones. But if you ask me, the whole thing just makes them look a bit stupid. And talking of looking stupid, here's poor old Kemi trying to lead a rendition of Sweet Caroline, trying to get that Tory conference party going. Now, I'm far from Nigel Farage's biggest fan, but when he has a pint and a sing-song, it does look that bit more authentic than Kemi, who, well, has the energy of a divorced dad trying to prove his kids are having a better time with him than with his ex-wife, who's got a new partner, a rich, good-looking guy who used to play semi-professional football and has a flash BMW. But it gets worse for Kemi, because she's not just being shown up by a guy who's not even there in Nigel Farage, she got shown up by her effective number two, Robert Jenrick, who's been making much more controversial statements that have caught the ire of the progressive media. Jenrick apparently said after visiting Birmingham it was as close as he's come to a slum in this country, and that he didn't see another white face. Now this has gone down like a lead balloon with the progressive media who are up in arms about it, but that is exactly what he wants. He's trying to out Farage, of course, and it was a pretty good return for him. He said he wouldn't back down, And he got top story on the BBC. Now, I said when Badenoch was voted in as Tory leader that they should have gone with Jenrick. He could have actually challenged Farage. Instead, they obviously went with the diversity hire. You're not supposed to say that, but she is a diversity hire. Of course, I'm not sure Jenrick would have done much better in reality, given he was part of the Tory government and the Boris wave and, well, didn't bat an eyelid about it. But again, that's probably why he's trying to wind up the progressive media and hoping that Narinder Kaur woman will call him a fascist, and in this day and age, that's quite good PR. But look, the Tory party's dying, isn't it, if it's not already dead, and as is a theme on this channel, they need to go through a death and rebirth process, get away from it all for a while, clean house completely, and come back with something completely different and new, and then they might have a shot again in 10 years. Anyway, do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel if you know.